everyone, welcome to part 1 of the South of France vlog. Mr. Flourish and I visited here in April, and I've already been here once, and I thought I'm gonna take him around South of France and show him all the little cities and towns that I love. This morning I was super upset, well, kinda, because one of my other SD cards that I filmed a lot of stuff in March broke, so there's no way to recover it. That definitely felt really upsetting, but we're in Nice and I've got to enjoy this moment because can't let that affect everything. Here's a quick look at what I'm wearing today, and I always carry this Coach bag. I feel like so much fits in here. The weather definitely needed a jacket. I feel like there were times where it was cold and then there were times it was hot. But our first stop was to change our hotels, and this is the main hotel we were staying at. I actually really liked it. I found it on bookings.com and they had a really good deal. I think we paid £350 for 3 nights, if I'm not wrong, or was it 2 nights? I don't quite remember. But that being said, like, that was a really good price. I also booked 6-7 months prior to the trip, so probably why I got a really good number on this one. I'm so happy. It's a really good pick, I think. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I was quite happy with the size and the bathroom size. Way better than the previous hotel, and yeah, I just love the fact that the aesthetics of the room, it was just so cute. I felt like it was kind of branded in my theme. I love anything pastel, so yeah, it was really a sweet spot. And it also had so much storage in there. I could see myself just getting ready by the desk, and the location of the hotel was brilliant because everything was close by. So our first stop was to get some breakfast, and we decided to stay in Nice for this one. But before I do anything, I feel like I must go to the beach and show Mr. Flourish the color of the water, because I feel like I've been to so many beaches in Europe and also some in Asia, but I feel like the color in Nice, it's incredible. I think also nowhere else but Nice in French Riviera has this particular color. It was too cold and I didn't see anybody in water, which is a shame because I genuinely love spending a lot of time in water, especially when I go on beach holidays. But yeah, right after a little walk, we found our first location for our brunch. We just found it while we were passing by and thought, hey, this looked good. There were lots of people in there, so why not grab a bite here? And honestly, it didn't disappoint. I absolutely love all the colors on my plate. And in this moment, we were discussing how blessed we feel to be able to travel and do these things together. Next up, we had a little bit of an Aldi stop because first of all, we needed some drinks. We wanted to get a few snacks because the plan was to get out of the Nice and go and explore a new town. So we grabbed a couple of things and then we headed back into the hotel to drop the things that we don't need. And then there's a train station. Everything is super cheap. I actually could buy my tickets over on Trainline, which is an app that I use in the UK. It was really hot, but I was really excited to go to the next city. So this time around we chose Cannes, and actually I've never been into Cannes, so this was quite nice to take it off the list because it was on the list last time I came and we didn't really have time. We did stop by a couple of shops and did do a little bit of shopping. Mr. Flourish wanted to pick up a couple of t-shirts, and then we looked at some perfume from Rituals, but that was about it. And then we just started exploring the city. There's so much going on here, but mainly it is very similar to Monaco or Nice, but I feel like it was a bit more posher to Nice. Everything is really walkable, so just spend a little bit of time walking around and seeing everything. One of the funny part of this entire trip was that we were trying to find this particular hotel, which is quite a famous hotel, and I absolutely could not find it anywhere. So eventually we ended up back on the beach again. Much more sandy beaches than Nice, that's what I noticed, and I absolutely love the water. But see what I meant, that Nice water versus water anywhere else is different. after a quick break at the beach, we started walking again, and as we were walking, we came across this area which is the old town area of Cannes, and it was quite charming. Very little of what it was, but then we found this viewpoint which I absolutely recommend going. It's a bit of a trek, but absolutely like worth it. Obviously had to get myself a little magnet because that's how I like to collect my memories, but they had so many things and I wish I had more luggage, bring things back. So that's one thing. If you're going to this side of the world, take some extra luggage. And with that, I felt like we had explored everything, so we wanted to grab an ice cream before we caught our train back for dinner back in Nice. And I think I got some pistachio and coconut. It was really refreshing for this weather, especially after a long walk. And then we headed back to Nice and I decided to eat my pizza bread that I got from Aldi. It was really delicious. It's a lot different to things that you can get in the UK, so I quite enjoyed that. And then it was time for dinner after we relaxed a little bit, watched a bit of TV, changed into a quick little outfit. Definitely gets a lot colder in April around this time. So this was around like 6 o'clock, I believe, when we decided to go out again. And then this was a restaurant that I kept seeing on my recommendations for where locals eat, so we had to go and grab a bite here. There was also this little helper who was really enthusiastic to work. The menu was quite small, but whatever they do really well. Not even gonna lie, I genuinely think I went for the baba ganoush or the aubergine dip, because when I saw that I was like, I need to try it. I'm a huge aubergine fan and I think this hit the spot. And I feel like overall everything came up to be like 35 euros. I could be wrong, but next up we hiked up to this sunset spot, and this is me just vibing while Mr. Plush was walking ahead of me. But this was a bigger trek than the first one that we did in Cannes, so if you're not in the mood to walk, then like don't even try. When I was here last time, it was this area was shut down, so I had to come here, and honestly I came here looking for a waterfall and yet I couldn't find it anywhere. I swear we could hear the sound of a waterfall, but anyways, the views itself were just breathtaking and definitely one of my favorite viewpoints of the entire trip, especially just to watch the sunset. And it was pretty much time to have an early night because we were traveling so much the last night that we wanted to get some good rest. And obviously, before we go to bed, a little sweet treat, another little ice cream, and this time I went for the Dubai chocolate flavor. And with that, I'll see you in part 2.